What's going on YouTube? My name is Joshua Wade. I want to thank you for taking the time to check out this video. And the topic of conversation today is the Kaotica eyeball and is it worth the $230? Now, full disclosure, I have already recorded inside of my studio using the Kaotica eyeball, and I do hear a difference. Whether or not I hear a $230 difference roundabout, I couldn't tell you. So I really wanted to put this thing through like the worst case scenario. So here I am walking into this community room, and I'm not using my lav mic or anything because I really want you to get kind of an idea of how big this room is and how extremely untreated and very reverbery it is in here. Okay, here is the Aventone microphone, condenser microphone, and I'm going to do no post-processing on this. This is it, obviously, without the eyeball on. This is a very large room. And I'm sure you can hear the reverb coming from it. I'm just tracking dry. Everything's going to be dry. I'm not going to do any post-processing or anything different on this. The gain I'm going to leave the same because in my experience I've noticed with the eyeball it does help with the gain. It makes the signal a little bit louder, I guess because it's more focused on the diaphragm of the microphone. So I'm going to switch over and put the eyeball on and we'll see if there's a big difference. Okay, I wanted to go over something really quick. I'm looking at the session right now, and I just wanted to note that the waveforms are physically louder, and I recorded these at exactly the same gain. I didn't touch any of the settings after I started recording it dry or with the Kaotica eyeball. So if you look, you can see they're a little bit bigger. They're a little louder, they're a little hotter. So I don't know if that's just because all of the audio is being more focused onto the diaphragm of the microphone. Just something I wanted to note real quick. I'm not speaking any louder. I haven't changed the tone of my voice. And I'm trying to cut my words short so you can hear the reverb in the room. So this is a super extreme scenario. I couldn't imagine anyone trying to record in a big community room like this. But I wanted to really torture test this thing, so to speak, to see if it really is worth that money that you're spending on it. All right, so let's get back into the studio, and I will actually listen to these and give you my final thoughts on the Kaotica eyeball, and is it worth 230 something bucks? So what do you think? Did you notice a difference? Could you hear a difference after reviewing those waveforms and stuff like that? Like I said on the other video or previously, that they are louder. I can see that they're physically louder. In all honesty, I didn't notice a huge difference in that big room. There was still quite a bit of reverb on my voice. Having said all that stuff, do I think it's worth 230 bucks? Yeah, I actually do. And I'm surprised I'm saying that because I wanted so bad to hate this thing. $230 for a little piece of foam sounds kind of stupid to me. And if you were to show it to me on paper, full disclosure, this is not my Kaotica eyeball. This is a really good friend of mine, and we're working on a project together, and he said, keep it for a little bit, keep it for a minute, use it, see if you change your mind. And I have to admit, when I was wrong, he was right. This thing, using it in the studio, I definitely noticed the tonality is more crisp, I guess, is if you want to use that word. I can hear the vocals a lot more clear, and they're a lot easier to edit and mix. Now my studio is kind of semi-treated. My little studio space here is kind of semi-treated, so I can track without it and get by just fine. I've tracked a lot of projects in this room without the Kaotica eyeball. But if you're in a situation where there's a lot of outside noise, background noise, stuff like that, because you couldn't tell in that video, but there was a car running next to me, a very loud vehicle running, and you couldn't hear it on the recording. So it does help. It does help with the isolation if you're stuck in a situation where you're in like on an apartment scenario or something like that. This could come in handy, or if you're in a room that's just not treated the best, this could help out and save you a lot of time with the mixing and the editing and stuff like that, because I've noticed using this, I don't use as much EQ, and I don't need to use as much compressor unless I want that compression to that effect. So I would recommend it. If you guys got anything out of this video, continued support is greatly appreciated. Just subscribe down below. You can like the video if you want to. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out as content creators a great deal. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. I answer everybody's comments and questions. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.